In the cold expanse of space, the starship Arkelion drifted silently, its exterior battered by the centuries of travel through the cosmos. Aboard the vessel, the last remnants of the alien family known as the Vraxar gathered in the dimly lit main cabin. Their skin shimmered with a subtle iridescence, a trait that once symbolized the richness of their now lost planet, Vrax. The family consisted of Miral, the matriarch, her mate, Joran, and their three offspring, Lyra, Soran, and the youngest, Elkin. Once rulers of a vibrant planet, they now faced the stark reality of being refugees in a universe that seemed to have little room for the displaced. Miral surveyed her children, her heart aching at the thought of the bright futures they had lost. "We're approaching the coordinates," she announced, her voice steady despite the tremors of worry that plagued her. The Arkelion was set to land on a little-known terrestrial planet, third from its sun, a place the natives called Earth. Joran joined her by the viewport, his gaze fixed on the blue-green orb growing larger in their view. "Do you think they'll accept us?" he asked quietly. Miral sighed, turning to meet his gaze. "I don't know, Joran, but our options are limited. This planet is our last hope for sanctuary." As the Arkelion entered Earth's atmosphere, alarms blared briefly, a reminder of the ship's deteriorating condition. The family braced themselves as the vessel shuddered violently, the heat of entry enveloping them in a temporary glow. Finally, the ship thudded onto solid ground amidst a secluded woodland area, masked by the dense foliage. The Vraxar were used to grand welcomes, a cascade of ceremonial rites befitting their status, but here, there was only the quiet rustle of leaves and the distant call of Earth's wildlife. "Stay close," Joran instructed as they prepared to disembark. The hatch opened with a hiss, releasing a rush of fresh earthly air that was alien yet oddly comforting. The family stepped out onto the soil of their potential new home, their senses assaulted by the myriad smells and sounds of a thriving Earth. Miral felt a flicker of hope as she looked around at the towering trees and the light filtering softly through the leaves. Lyra, ever the curious explorer, ran ahead, her laughter echoing back to them. "Look at this," she called, bending over a patch of colorful flowers. Soran, more reserved, stayed close to his parents, his eyes scanning the unfamiliar terrain with a mixture of awe and caution. "It's beautiful," he admitted grudgingly. Elkin, however, seemed overwhelmed by the vastness of their surroundings. "It's so big," he whispered, clutching Miral's hand tightly. As they ventured further into the woods, they stumbled upon a path that led to a small clearing. It was there they encountered their first human, a lone hiker, who stopped dead in his tracks at the sight of the alien family. The human's eyes widened in disbelief, yet there was no sign of hostility in his gaze. He slowly raised a hand in a universal gesture of peace. "Hello," he greeted, his voice cautious but friendly. Miral stepped forward, her voice diplomatic and clear. "We come in peace, we seek refuge." The human, recovering from his initial shock, nodded slowly. "I'm not sure how much I can help, but I can take you to someone who can." Grateful for any assistance, Miral accepted his offer. "Thank you," she replied. "We appreciate your kindness." As they followed the human out of the woods, Miral looked back at her family, their faces a mixture of hope and uncertainty. Earth was nothing like Vrax, but as the human led them towards a potential new beginning, she allowed herself to feel a spark of optimism. Perhaps on this planet, they could find a new place to call home. The human guide, who introduced himself as Alex, led the Vraxar family through a series of winding paths, eventually emerging from the natural shelter of the woods into the bustling activity of human civilization. Buildings of varying sizes and shapes loomed in the distance, and vehicles moved along paved roads with an orderly chaos that fascinated the alien visitors. Alex glanced back at the family, noting their wide-eyed curiosity. "We're heading to a place where you can be safe while we figure out what to do next," he explained. "It's a facility designed for, well, it's usually for studying extraterrestrial artifacts, but I think they'll make an exception for you." Miral nodded, trusting their guide's judgment. The notion of being studied did not appeal to her, but she understood the necessity of their situation. "We're grateful for any assistance," she said, her voice laced with the dignity of her former status as a ruler. Upon reaching the facility, a large, unassuming building hidden away from the general populace, they were greeted by a group of humans wearing uniforms. These individuals introduced themselves as members of a governmental agency responsible for extraterrestrial affairs. Despite their formal appearance, their demeanor towards the Vraxar was one of curiosity mixed with respect. Dr. Lena Marshall, the lead scientist, stepped forward with a warm smile. "Welcome to Earth," she said, extending her hand in greeting, a gesture Miral had quickly come to understand as friendly. "We're here to help you in any way we can." The Vraxar were then taken through a series of rooms, each designed to accommodate their unique needs while ensuring their comfort. The agency had dealt with extraterrestrial matters before, but never with actual alien beings seeking refuge. As the family settled in, Dr. Marshall explained the plan. "We need to assess your health and ensure you're not carrying any pathogens that could be harmful to humans or vice versa. It's standard procedure for any extraterrestrial contact. We also want to learn more about your culture, your technology, and how we can assist you in integrating into our society, if that's what you choose." Miral appreciated the scientist's forthrightness. "We understand the need for caution," she responded. "We thank you for your hospitality and willingness to help us." Over the next few days, the Vraxar underwent a series of examinations, all conducted with the utmost care and respect for their comfort and privacy. They were also provided with translators, devices that allowed them to understand and speak the human languages fluently. It was during this time that the family began to learn more about Earth and its inhabitants. The planet was home to a diverse range of cultures and ideologies, some of which fascinated the Vraxar, while others reminded them of the conflicts that had torn their own world apart. Lyra, with her insatiable curiosity, took a particular interest in human technology, spending hours with the engineers and scientists who were eager to share their knowledge with her. Soran, on the other hand, was drawn to Earth's art and music, finding a universal language in the expressions of human creativity. Elkin, still the most apprehensive about this new world, found solace in the natural environments that the facility's staff made a point to show him, from lush gardens to simulated natural habitats. It was a comforting reminder of the beauty of Vrax, albeit in a completely different context. As the Vraxar learned more about Earth, they also shared details about their own culture and technology, offering insights into their advanced methods of energy production, environmental conservation, and governance. These exchanges fostered a growing respect and understanding between the two species, laying the groundwork for a hopeful future. Yet, for all the progress made, Miral remained aware of the challenges that lay ahead. Integrating into a new world was no small task, and there were bound to be those who viewed their presence with suspicion or fear. She knew that the days to come would test the resilience and adaptability of her family in ways they had never imagined. As days turned into weeks, the Vraxar's presence on Earth became a subject of global interest. News of their arrival had spread rapidly, igniting a firestorm of debates across various media platforms. While many humans welcomed the idea of extraterrestrial refugees with open arms, calling for compassion and solidarity, others expressed fear and suspicion, concerned about the implications of sharing their planet with beings from another world. In the midst of this whirlwind of public opinion, the Vraxar family worked diligently to bridge the gap between themselves and the humans. Miral, with her calm demeanor and regal presence, became an unofficial ambassador for her people, engaging in dialogues with world leaders and the public to foster understanding and peace. Meanwhile, Lyra's collaboration with human scientists led to breakthroughs in renewable energy technologies, demonstrating the tangible benefits of interspecies cooperation. Her innovations not only solidified the Vraxar's reputation as valuable contributors to Earth's society, but also highlighted the potential for a brighter, more sustainable future. Soran, through his exploration of human culture, organized a series of concerts that blended Vraxar musical traditions with Earth's diverse genres. These events, broadcast globally, became a symbol of unity and shared joy, showing that despite their differences, both species could find common ground in the universal language of music. Elkin, once the most hesitant, found his calling in environmental conservation. Working with human experts, he led initiatives to restore damaged ecosystems using Vraxar techniques, which were remarkably efficient and gentle on the planet. His efforts made a significant impact, earning him respect and admiration from those who were once skeptical of the alien visitors. Despite these successes, the path was not without its obstacles. There were incidents of xenophobia, fueled by fear-mongering groups who saw the Vraxar's presence as a threat to human identity and security. Protests and rallies, both for and against the integration of the Vraxar, became common, testing the resolve of those who advocated for peaceful coexistence. In response to these challenges, Dr. Lena Marshall and her team at the Extraterrestrial Affairs Agency worked tirelessly to mediate conflicts and educate the public. They organized forums and workshops that brought humans and Vraxar together, facilitating open discussions about fears, hopes, and aspirations for a shared future. It was during one such forum that Miral delivered a speech that would be remembered for generations. Standing before a diverse audience of humans and Vraxar, she spoke not only of the trials her family had faced, but of the dreams they harbored for this new world. "We came to Earth as refugees, seeking a haven from the destruction of our own home. What we found was a planet of incredible diversity and potential," Miral began, her voice resonant and clear. "The challenges of integrating our two societies are real, but they are not insurmountable. Together, we can create a future that honors both our differences and our commonalities." Miral's words struck a chord, resonating with those who had been uncertain or fearful. Her call for unity and cooperation sparked a movement that would lead to significant policy changes and initiatives aimed at facilitating the integration of the Vraxar and other extraterrestrial beings who might seek refuge on Earth in the future. As the Vraxar and humans continued to work side by side, the bonds of friendship and collaboration grew stronger. The exchange of knowledge and culture enriched both species, opening doors to new possibilities and a shared vision of prosperity and peace. Months had passed since the Vraxar's arrival on Earth, and the landscape of human-alien relations had undergone a profound transformation. The initial trepidation that had greeted the Vraxar was gradually replaced by a cautious optimism, as both species worked to build a foundation of mutual respect and understanding. In the heart of this evolving relationship was the establishment of the Interspecies Innovation Center, IIC, a testament to the collaborative spirit between humans and the Vraxar. Located at the nexus of several major research institutions, the IIC served as a beacon for scientific exploration, cultural exchange, and diplomatic relations. Miral, ever the visionary, had proposed the idea of the center during one of her many discussions with Earth's leaders. It was a bold initiative, aimed at harnessing the collective knowledge of both species for the betterment of all. The proposal was met with enthusiasm, and within months, the IIC was inaugurated, with representatives from Earth's nations and the Vraxar overseeing its operations. Lyra found her passion in the engineering labs of the IIC, where she worked alongside human counterparts to refine the energy solutions she had initially introduced. Their efforts led to the deployment of clean energy grids in several underserved regions around the globe, dramatically improving the quality of life for millions and reducing the planet's reliance on fossil fuels. Soran's influence, too, flourished within the center's cultural division. He established a series of intercultural festivals that showcased the artistic achievements of both humans and Vraxar. These events, celebrated with great fanfare, became a highlight of the center's calendar, drawing visitors from across the world eager to experience the rich tapestry of interspecies culture. Elkin, meanwhile, spearheaded the IIC's environmental initiatives. He launched a global reforestation project that utilized Vraxar agrotechnology, capable of accelerating plant growth while purifying the soil. This project not only helped combat climate change, but also served as a symbol of hope and renewal, embodying the potential for a united effort to heal the planet. As the Vraxar's contributions became increasingly integral to Earth's progress, the narrative around their presence shifted. The stories of fear and division gave way to narratives of unity and shared destiny. Schools began to include lessons on Vraxar culture and history, and universities offered exchange programs that allowed students to study at the IIC, fostering a new generation that was inherently more open and accepting of difference. However, the journey towards a fully integrated society was not devoid of challenges. There remained pockets of resistance, individuals and groups who clung to their fears and prejudices. Miral and her human allies recognized the importance of addressing these concerns, not with dismissal, but with empathy and dialogue. To this end, the IIC hosted a landmark conference, inviting leaders of various dissenting groups to engage in open discussions with Vraxar representatives. The conference was a turning point, breaking down many misconceptions and building bridges where there had once been walls. While not all were convinced, many left with a new perspective, willing to consider the possibility of a harmonious coexistence. The success of the conference underscored a crucial lesson. Change was possible, but it required patience, understanding, and the courage to confront and transform deeply ingrained beliefs. As Earth and the Vraxar looked to the future, they did so not as separate entities but as partners, united in their desire to create a world that was richer, kinder, and more inclusive. The legacy of the Vraxar's arrival had evolved from one of survival to one of profound impact, shaping the course of human history in ways that were once unimaginable. In the end, the story of the Vraxar and Earth was a testament to the power of hope, the strength found in diversity, and the endless possibilities that emerge when beings choose to look beyond their differences and work together towards a common goal.